usually he talks that this should be data center service and it should go to the any of the groups teams.
Yeah,
That's what
and
he
for
usually required, and
yes.
also he also give that instructions to us, right? So yeah,
But I think that was long ago. This conversation already happened. Now, only because of that A and B ticket thing was there, right? That local service, GSD won't accept local service, and then GSD used to get a B ticket, and then to avoid that completely, we agreed to teach all the service desks how to identify VCI teams, and they don't have to even change the service now. They can just use the local service and I mean, if you have not spoken to Lars recently in operations call with Italy, where Amruta is present, I think you can take this point and Lars will agree to it because you don't have to change
I
any
said
service.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Lars will also tell you the same thing that this whole thing is only to reach VCI teams directly without doing too many changes or amendments in the ticket or creating any new ticket. We can because VCI teams already agreed even before the UK call happened or UK this thing happened. The same thing which we are doing right now, skipping GSD. Actually, data center not head, but this VCI head and data center stakeholders, large, and these guys were already there, and they spoke to each other and they figured, okay, let's not do too many amendments and let's skip whichever team is not required and reach the
क्या
team
लगता
which is
है
required.
कौन जीतेगा?
Local service, data center service, I don't think there will be a problem. The problem always, not problem, but this question always was asked by GSD mostly. That if GSD is getting these tickets, why local service is selected. So that is not going to be a problem. You can reach.
All right. I'll
Yeah,
check with Lars, okay, and we'll come to
yeah,
the
yeah, sure.
conclusion on that point.
That's not going to be a problem. So again, so database, even if you reach database Oracle South with this service or any service, okay, here let me show you something. This service we are saying is a
तगड़ा
low.
मैच है भाई, पर छोटा मैच है। वैसे तो मैंने 100K का प्ले किया था, बट सिर्फ 20K वाला 10K वाला मैच प्ले हुआ है। जा रहा है क्या? शॉट शॉट
Is a local service, right? Local service ADM. This actually reached database Oracle.
Yeah.
So this is yeah, I think South. Yeah, this is the log from them. And you can also before you can ask any question to Lars, but even before asking me,
भाई
you
आज
can
मैं
go through
टोटल
all
10
the
गेम
tickets
खेलने
which
वाला हूँ,
reached
10
VCI
गेम।
with local service.
ठीक है, पहला गेम तो हार चुका हूँ, 9 गेम और बचा है। सब लोग जल्दी जल्दी कमेंट करके बताइए कि मैं आज कितना गेम जीतने वाला हूँ। क्या चांसेस लग रहा है? पहला मैच तो हार चुका हूँ। कुछ तो ग्लिच है इसमें। तो मैं प्ले स्पेशल में प्ले 9 बॉल खेलने वाला हूँ, मियामी बीच। सब मैच में 100K का सेलेक्ट करूँगा। वो ऑटोमेटिक लेता है, जो भी लेगा 50K का, 10K का, मैक्सिमम 100K का ही लेगा, और कम का कितने का भी ले लेगा, जैसी उसकी इच्छा। तो गेम चालू करते हैं। 10 में से एक गेम हो चुका है। जो मैं हार चुका हूँ। अरे फिर से 10K वाला लिया है। ये क्या था भाई? पेट्रोल
the services, and you will find no team asking or doubting the service. They don't care much about the service. You can go through the data first before going to the Lars, and then you can of course ask Lars also. But here they say at requested, please help us how DBA team can help you, as you are saying number of
ओ
clashes is
भाई
reduced.
9
So
जाते
these
रह
guys
गए
are talking
और
technique.
वाइट चला गया।
Okay, nowhere.
Why I'm asking Tushar, the last call Ibrahim directly connected with Lars, okay, and he asked because we are skipping the GSD for all the low priorities. So what about the quality things? Okay, it was directly came to from Ibrahim to Lars, not with me. Okay, then Lars replied that this will be there, the quality and the checks and the meetings and Amrita reporting.
सोचा तो
Everything
कुछ
will
नहीं
be
था,
there,
मटका
and
ही
we will
था।
also monitor the same. But only the point is the GSD will get split. So according to last statement, so I came to the conclusion that okay, so we need to
लो भैया
continue with the same, like changing
मारो।
the surveys or operation categorizations, so that people can go with the same way. Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's consider us if we are assigning directly to the local service to the DBA team or any of the data center team.
सेकंड टाइम बाइक का
these
वाइट
will
चला
be in the
गया।
same report, right? And last will discuss same things. That's
इस
what my
गेम में
point.
ऐसा है कि
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Okay, let's
ये
tell you
ऊपर
one
नंबर
more.
लिखे हैं
If the
2 3
service is
4
incorrect, selected
5
incorrect.
6 7 8 9 ऐसा।
Okay, we saw how
ठीक है।
ICMS shows us the correct service. So if is any
उसको
server
टच
is
करवा के
database
मुझे
is in
9 लेके
is in
जाना है।
question, and if a wrong
ये
service is
वाली बॉल को
selected,
लेके जाना
of
है जो
course,
अभी 9 टच हुआ ना।
of course, whichever service it is handling,
तो सीरीज
that
की
is
बॉल
by
को टच करवा
default
के मैं अगर 9
their
ले गया तो मैं जीत
responsibility. It
जाऊंगा।
is GSD's responsibility.
ठीक है।
Service desk Ireland, Portugal, whichever service desk is handling that ticket, it was always their responsibility to correct the service, at least to the correct
आ
service,
गई।
right? So this was always there. So if we are talking, if you are not talking about that point, that the service is also selected correctly, and if we reach VCI team, then what will happen? Nothing will happen. The service is correct. Database or service server or whatever it is, whatever thing is in question has a correct service, and with correct service it is reaching the correct team which it is supposed to reach. I, there is no data available right now that the team VCI teams are asking to correct the service or change it to the data service.
No, I'm not
data
saying
center
that.
service. Yeah.
Your viewpoint, I'm saying that the quality issues end of the month, people will come to us, right, with the report and everything. So that makes sense to me. Anyway, I got your point. I'll gonna discuss with Ibrahim and Lars.
I think these small things won't be highlighted because this is
क्या
being
लगता है अच्छा
discussed
आएगा?
on, I think, Andrea's level. This came from Andrea. So these small things won't even matter if, I mean, correct service selection is
नो प्रेशर बोल तो
and,
रहा है बट मुझे बहुत
ticket
प्रेशर है
reaching database Oracle
भाई।
South
नॉर्मल
in this
शॉट तो नहीं
case,
मारते, एक काम करता हूँ
with
डबल
even
मार
with
के
local
देखते हैं।
service is
गया
not
तो
going to
अच्छा है
matter.
मैच, अपना नहीं गया तो
What is
कोई
going to
बात
matter is saving that 1 hour on these all the tickets which are supposed to go to database Oracle South, and saving couple of hours on tickets which are supposed to go to activity coordinator, let's say. So let's say all 100 tickets. So that is going to
नहीं।
matter.
दूसरा मैच भी हार
This
गया।
bi-weekly opco call, of course, other things will be discussed, but if everyone
ठीक है।
knows that this has been enabled, and Satish, there will be an
स्टे कूल बोल
announcement
रहा
as
है।
well that we are enabling this now with service
पूरा
desk
मूड
Italy,
खराब हो गया भाई।
automated
हंस
with
क्या
UK,
रहा है
and there
भाई?
will be details, right? So if you saw the communication for UK, it was very
भाई 10
clearly
में से
mentioned
5
about the
मैच तो
local
जीतना ही
service
चाहिए
and
मुझे, इतने दिन से खेल रहा हूँ।
data center services, the
सोचा
service
था 10
part
में से 10
which you
जीतूंगा।
have confusion. So it was very clearly mentioned that there was no need to change the service. It can reach with local service. So you can find out. And in the announcement as well, everything will be clearly mentioned. What is expected and what is not expected, and why this thing is being
नेक्स्ट मैच चालू
implemented.
करते हैं। ये है
Yeah.
तीसरा मैच।
I think you got that point. The service thing
Yeah,
is
I
not going to
understand.
matter.
Yeah, no worries. I understand.
But again, even before going to other point, yes, if the correct service is not selected, if random service is selected by the requester, if it is not even affected, then yes, it was always the responsibility of every service desk to check if the service is at least correct or not. Because let's say if this is affected, dealer station is affected, and they have selected activity of active directory prod, it doesn't make sense, right? Anyone can select any service. So let me not tell you that any service will be taken by VCI, but I can assure you that any local service correctly selected will be taken by VCI. There won't be any problem. They will care more about the issue and the request and not about the service. So that's the thing. And okay, so that was one example. So going back to showing you guys how. So that was one example. Again, if we go back
Good
to
shot, good shot.
here, it
आ रही है
came
क्या?
from CRM satellite CT org, and also these guys mentioned route 2. So these guys. If we are
मुझे लग रहा है कि
thinking too much
5
about
में
how we are going to
फंसेगा.
find the correct teams, again, as I mentioned in the last calls,
मेरे लिए छोड़ा
the
है
singular teams which
ताकि
are
मैं
there,
फंस जाऊँ.
and even if a keyword is mentioned,
Let me
it is
try.
always going to be a correct team. So if someone
Oh
mentions
fuck.
middleware, there is only
फिर
one
गया.
queue, and how database team, there is only one queue. But apart from that, there are there are a lot of
लपेटता हूँ
tickets
भाई,
which
लपेटता
where
हूँ.
the queue name is already mentioned as is, as they are present in the remedy queue. Okay, so when you
जीत
assign the
गया.
queue. So here again, there is no need to involve GSD. As many teams we can skip. If let's say GSD
Finally.
assigns to
आउट ऑफ 3
Windows
मैच
first level,
एक
if there
मैं
was
जीत
any
गया हूँ तो
Windows
हार गया
first
हूँ
level,
और
GSD
7
assigns
मैच
to
और
first
बचा है.
level, then first level then assigns to Windows TSSC.
भाई
Even
बताऊंगा
that is
कैसे फिर.
expected nowadays that if the queue name is given, okay, and there is only one Windows team, we spoke about it last time, then all these teams should be skipped and it should be directly assigned to the team who is in the team of interest. Okay, here it reached Windows team, and what Windows team had to say? Did they say anything about the? I think this one is also local service. Right? So no, but this one is data center, so we can skip this and talk about the data local service later. But yes, Windows team, what they did, they
आजा
checked
आजा
the
आजा
log
आजा.
and did something, and it again, and they I think it is with the Windows team. So yeah, these kind of it is with global services right now, but these kind of tickets where the queue name is already mentioned, again you have a very good advantage, of skipping GSD and already knowing which team it should go to. Right? This the third example again, somewhere I think I saw someone mentioning, okay, yeah, here. So it came to GSD. Before that, this SLSD, ACN online team, they already mentioned,
डैडी
please
अंकल
reach out
खुश
to
हुए.
Solaris team. So the task which we are talking about and having these many calls, I think it's the task, of course, until implemented, will raise some hands and questions. But once we start doing it, it's going to be very easy. And the only ask is to skip all the teams. For now, it is GSD. But the usual expectation is to skip all the teams and reach the actual team who is going to handle this issue. As I said, even for Solaris team, if they want to reach the requester later in future after some months, they can reach the requester directly, skipping both the service desks, global service desk and service desk IT. So, but that is for later. So there are a
Short.
lot of cases. Let's skip some tickets and let's see if some randomly selected tickets also has the same kind of.
Even I have pasted some of the tickets. Only the P1 SRs I have selected.
Okay.
If you take any examples from there, that will be
Yeah.
good.
Sure. You
Because
have
all these
pasted.
tickets was assigned by these guys. I mean, my team.
Okay. Let's see. Let's take the first example only.
ये क्या था भाई. पूरा मैच इतना अच्छा खेल के खुद ही छोड़ दिया. 4 मैच में
Okay.
2 मैच जीता.
So now these guys want to say BSCP intelligence want to hold this ticket to middleware team. And as we mentioned, there is only one queue. We got this ticket and we did the only thing which we know how to do. Which is assigning to DB middleware. And now you also know which is the middleware team, and this could have been skipped. So that is one. That was one example. Let's see another example. Satish, I'll just randomly select any example. Okay? I'll just not try not to go through all of them. If you want me to, I can. Yeah.
No. It's okay.
Okay.
But I have selected all the P1 SR because that will be priority, right? That's the reason.
Yeah. Sure. Also, priority, you can just close your eyes and assign to global services because nobody is expecting services Italy to assign high priority cases to any team. Yeah, so this enablement is only for P3 people. So as I said earlier in the previous calls also,
Example.
nothing much. Yeah.
This is
For example. Yeah, but I'm just reminding you guys that high priority cases is not expected from any service desk. Okay, so this one wanted to go to Oracle South. It was already mentioned by the requester. It was assigned to GSD, and GSD did what? Without adding any value, they are assigned to Oracle South. Of course, it was a P1, so we had to work on it as quickly as possible. So you won't see a 1 hour lag or 2 hour lag here. But yes, what we did was this. Okay, so if it was a P3 service request, there wouldn't be any value add. Of course, on high priority cases, we do have something to do. Correcting operational categorization is a very minor thing, but there are some things which we usually check on high priority cases. But let's not talk about that. That is not the training session is about. We will go to the third ticket now, and here they wanted to go to activity coordinator, and again there is only one team. If it was a P3 SR, it was very easy to skip and reach activity coordinator. They have also worked on it, requested action has been performed, and then they resolved this ticket. So value add by GSD on a P3 SR was 0 in this case. It was a P1, but if it was a P3 or a P4, 0 value added by GSD and only time taken by GSD, increasing the MTTR.
Any P3, P4 version? There is below.
Yeah, so you're saying these are low priority cases, these ones?
Below.
Okay, these. Yeah, okay. So let's go. I just opened one from P1 SRs, and they wanted again to go to the middleware team. Even this small hint is enough to know that this is the only middleware team GSD is going to go to, and also service desk IT can go to in future. Let's look at P3s and P4s randomly this ticket. Okay, so this was a monitoring case internally handled initially and then was asked to assign to middleware team. Complete union was given. Easily GSD could have been skipped. Also GSD took a lot of time this time. I think let's take on a face value 656 was the assignment time, and then GSD took almost more than 2.5 hours to assign to middleware team. So this time was gone. This was a P3 incident, and it reached the team it was supposed to reach. Only one team in VCI, and then they resolved it. So a lot of time wasted. Yeah.
In case if requester is not mentioned, so by looking at the notes, so that is also one of the cases we need to show to everybody, right?
Yeah, right. So
let's take this example, Tushar. Here CI is ON1 L23.
This one which I opened?
Yes.
Okay. So this was again a monitoring case. First reach Linux gave it to GSD gave it to here. So now internally being handled, and then it came to service desk. Yeah, it again clearly says storage block, and then that's what we did. So storage block. Satish, I think I got your point, what you were trying to ask. So let's say there is nothing given. Okay, and there is nothing given, requester does not tell you anything. In the notes also, issue is mentioned, but it is not very clear where it should go. CI detail is not given, and database detail is not given. Anything it is not given.
चारों जीत रहे हैं।
So in our bi-weekly operations call also with Lars, how we speak about insufficient information tickets, and it always reaches requester back because if nothing is given, then there is nothing to find out which team it will, which team will work on what ticket. So if nothing is given by the requester and only a problem statement without any more details, any technical detail like IP address or let's say server detail or anything is given, I don't. It is going to be fine. It is going to be difficult for any service desk to find out which team it should be worked by. So we can at least check the service and assign to any team internally in service desk Italy. But if VCI help is required, this service won't give too much information because this is the internal service. We would require VCI details. The one, if storage has to be increased on any database. So what is the database name? If someone wants to reach a server team, what is the server? At least if someone can tell us. So I understand that if this ticket comes to Service Desk Italy might have some information related to this service, and they can identify the correct team who works if this service is affected. But if this ticket has to reach VCI, then VCI details would be required. So if nothing is given, as I said, on Teams chat, you can confirm, hello GSD, can you check this ticket? If you can find some information where it tells it should reach some team. If there is nothing, then even GSD, even if you pass it to GSD, GSD will send it back because there is nothing given on that ticket which is related to VCI. Right. So of course this was internally handled, but there is nothing for VCI right now, and then we have to go back to the requester asking for more information, at least server detail, at least database detail, at least scheduling details if scheduling has to work on it, right? So some of the cases, yes, Satish, out of 2,500 tickets, let me tell you, there will be 5 tickets where nothing will be given, and those tickets will go back. So if you are not able to find anything, ask GSD. GSD will tell you if GSD is not able to find anything, then there is nothing to find out, and it will go to the requester for more information. In this case, it was actually mentioned, failing that send it to storage block team, and it went to storage block team. I think GSD guys have checked your logs and found out it should go to storage block because, again, if it was not mentioned and the only thing which was mentioned was, hold on, let it reload. Only thing which was mentioned was this. There were network issues in the Italy DC this morning. This would have been related to that. Checking the nodes is bringable. You can close the ticket, and then GSD would have returned it back. But yes, it was good that failing that, send it to storage block, and then GSD picked it up and sent it to storage block team. Okay, so you can always find out what the correct team is. If there is nothing to find out, then it will go back to the requester. Some cases will be there 2,500 tickets. There will be 5 tickets which will have this. So there the workaround is ask GSD first. And if GSD does not find anything, then there is nothing to find out. And it will go to the requester. Any more extension to this question, Satish?
Nothing from my end. If anybody having any questions, please ask the question.
Sorry. Yeah. Also, Satish, so this, as I said, it was never decided by anyone here. It actually came from the higher management. So I think whenever this gets implemented, all these small things will be absorbed by this implementation. Like I have only one example right now, UK. So all these small things are now absorbed. Local service will be worked on by or not, or what if this happened and what if that happened. Nothing big will go wrong because high priority cases are not into the picture right now. GSD can always help on high priority cases. Just blindly assign all the tickets, all high priority cases to GSD, and GSD will take it further. For low priority cases, of course, out of 2,500 tickets, we can take 5 tickets, 10 tickets where nothing will be given and some confusion will be created. Also, we can take some error percentage, like we do it in the bi-weekly calls, and work on that in future. But the advantage of this implementation will be, let's just assume 2100 tickets out of 2500, and that's huge amount of MTTR. And that MTTR thing, which everybody is talking about right now, which the higher management is more interested in, will absorb all these small things. Nothing much will happen. Also, we are talking only about low priority cases. Not that you can take my word for it, but I think there will be an announcement. There will be everything written down, and also with everyone's approval. Of course, Lars will be involved in this. But let's take this training session further, and let me show you guys what other teams are doing. Here, it it came to GSD and it was a wrong assignment. I think wrong assignment. Yeah, so it did not reach VCI. So let's not
Last
talk
two
about it.
matches.
Let's take some other example. Okay.
स्कोर है अभी
Now this was a monitoring
3-5.
ticket. Initially reached SNC IT monitoring, and
मतलब
again
3 मैं
they
जीता और
never.
5 हारा हूँ
Other teams never failed to mention or give a hint
और अब
which team it should reach to.
जीत गया
I'm just randomly selecting tickets, and there is
4 जीता हूँ 5 हारा हूँ ये आखिरी जीतना है
where I
मुझे
couldn't
किसी
find
भी
out
हाल में
what the
ड्रॉ
correct
करने
support
के
team
लिए
would have been, and also I could not find out any ticket where there was any other support team which we haven't spoken about in the previous calls, right? So middleware, these are usual ones, eating lot of data, lot of tickets out of those 2,500 approximate tickets. Middleware, activity coordinator, database south, scheduling. These are the ones. And if it is not mentioned, you always have server details. This one. So this time it was asked to reach the middleware team. But let's say this monitoring alert was supposed to be handled by the server team. I haven't checked this, but if it has to reach server, then this is the server which you use, and check it in ICMS. Also, when you are working on live tickets, GSD guys will be there to tell you guys, if you are stuck in any ticket, there is nothing to get stuck here in this ticket. It's very evident that where it should go to. But if you get stuck, if you want if you want GSD to extend the support and tell you guys where it should go, which server team. This is a server, by the way, but which server team it should go to. GSD will always be present to help you guys on that. And if you work on, let's say, 100 tickets in a month, where VCI is supposed to, get involved, I think that will be more than enough for you guys also to know which is the server and which is the database. Database, do not even talk about it, because database there is only one team for database, and it is database south. But server might change. Server might have Solaris, server might have AIX, server might have Linux, and these are the teams. There it might change. But I think SD Italy is getting too many tickets. I think 90% of tickets where the name or hint is already given for the VCI team. So that is the thing. Just look at one more random example. I hope I'm not opening anything which we already spoke about. But let's look at this. What happened here? Again, it reached to SMCIT monitoring. No swap
टूर्नामेंट
direction,
ड्रॉ
and then Italy team mentions
10 मैच में 5 हारा 5 जीता
which is activity coordinator.
बात कर रहे थे तुम?
And then
मैं YouTube में लाइव हूँ
no
तो
value
YouTube से
added.
बात कर रहा हूँ
If it was a P3, no value added by GSD.
हाँ
तेरा बात तो नहीं।
Took it in progress and assigned to activity
अरे
coordinator.
बताओ मतलब हो
AC team
सकता है
was
कि
the
नहीं
hint, and
हुआ
activity
होगा
coordinator is the team. So that's pretty much all.
God bless us.
We are supposed to do. Just skip any team.
Okay
not
guys,
any, at least
thank
for
you
now. Just skip GSD
for
whenever
not
the team
joining.
name is given.
Bye, have a
And
good
let's
day.
reach the team directly.
फिर से आऊँगा मैं 10 मैच का
And let's
टूर्नामेंट
save
लेके
the
Bye, bye,
MTTR
bye.
on. Let's see, 2,500 tickets.